Hello everyone, today we'll be beginning with the session 2 of the course Retailing Marketing Strategy. I really hope as far as the last session is concerned, you really enjoyed the way we had broken a lot of myths about retailing and you got some fresh perspectives on how we need to look at retailing. So as we are processing with this module, we'll be looking at retailing in modern times. We'll try our best to understand how we can conceive retailing as far as today's competitive and challenging times are concerned. We'll also be understanding why we need to introduce the term strategic when it comes to retailing. And as and when we bring in the perspective of strategic, we need to get a little more serious and organized about any of the functions. So definitely this was on a funny note, but strategic simply means when you need to plan your each and every move considering competitors in mind, and we can't ignore that in the retailing world today, right? We'll also be looking at the evolution of retailing and how retailers eventually create value. And as I had told you in the last session, we'll also be looking at our exciting facets of extra fodder for thought and learning something new. Now, let's begin by understanding what retailing actually is in contemporary times. It is definitely a set of business activities, right? Because it requires purchasing mechanics to be in place, it requires pricing mechanics to be in place. You also need to take care of the display facets, how products are going to be displayed. You also need to figure out what is to be kept on shelves, right? Because there are too much products which are available in the market, but you need to figure out what is going to be the best for the customers that visit your stores in daily basis, or where the major chunk of customers is coming from. But see, when you start looking at it from the perspective of contemporary times, you need to understand the set of business activities that's now going to start from the stage of inception itself. So when you are looking at the perspectives of retailing in contemporary times, you need to understand that in today's time, the set of business activities will be at play as far as the inception of the product is concerned, right? Because you might be wondering how this happens. Just imagine you have a lot of retail sales staff which is dealing with customers on daily basis. So the feedback which they can provide, how much important this is going to be. The retail managers who are taking care of teams can also provide a lot of inputs and feedback about the new products which can be launched, or the people who are basically involved in financial analysis in the retailing world can also give a lot of perspective about which product is going to be profitable and which product is not going to be profitable. Even anthropologists can be used heavily with respect to the retailing world, because when they make an analysis of how people actually use and behave with the products, you can definitely dig in a lot of rich insights which you might not even recollect. I would request you to go and Google more about how Lego, which is a very known popular brand in toys, actually introduced the star selling products by using anthropologists as far as they were proceedings with their business plans. So I am again repeating the same for you. The business activities are not going to be like how they have been earlier. It can even go to an extent when you are figuring out even which daily promotional deals will work for which set of customers, right? We had already discussed about how it covers both product and service offerings, but another thing which I want you to understand is this can even go beyond that. So in the last session, I already gave you a perspective about the products and services, right? If you remember, we had discussed that retailing is not just about products. Even services like booking a cab, taking a meal outside is going to be a part of services. But what we need to understand is every product will have an element of services, right? Let's say if you buy a product, you look for after sale services. If you have a complaint, you need some repairs, that is a service element, right? So it again makes it challenging for the retailers. So another thing is when you talk about service offerings, they might have an element of product. Let's say if you are going and having a meal at a restaurant, the crockery which is being used, the furniture on which you are sitting has that tangible element. So the best of combinations with respect to both products and services have to be created as far as the customers are concerned. Another thing which is definitely going to turn the retailing world upside down is creating experiences, and this is indeed going to be very challenging for the retailers. Now this basically encompasses the experiential marketing facets. Experiential marketing means specifically with respect to the retailing world that you are trying to create memorable experiences for the customers. When they step out of your store, you still want them to remember about you, and the overall objective is to have very high levels of engagement so that you occupy a larger share of their heart and mind, which definitely is going to be get converted into they buying more of the products and services which are being offered by the retailer. But as far as experiential marketing is concerned, I'll be giving you two fascinating examples. One is going to be about McDonald's. We'll be definitely looking at a video on this, and you'll be able to see how this is happening outside retail stores, not just in stores. So this also connects the dots with respect to understanding that value, or I would say that value is not just created within stores, it many times also happens outside stores. Another example which we are going to discuss is about the coffee wonderland which has been offered by the Starbucks in China, specifically in Shanghai. Now I know you must have only heard about Disneyland, you might not have heard about Coffee Land, but you'll be surprised to see the kind of experiences which they are creating for the customers. So as we move further, we'll be sharing those videos with you. Along with that, in today's retailing era, how and where has become irrelevant. You are buying products even at 12 a.m. at the midnight. You are buying products even at 2 p.m. in the daytime. You might even be buying products even at 6 a.m. in the morning. This is what this is the convenience which online stores are offering to you, right? And where you are buying again becomes irrelevant. You might be placing orders through WhatsApp, you might be buying the products from a physical store, you might be buying the products through a catalog, you might be placing orders through a phone call. I hope now you get the perspective of how and where is becoming very irrelevant. Another thing which again we need to consider about retailing in contemporary times is retailtainment, which means bringing in an element of entertainment as far as retailing is concerned. Every retailer will try to bring in an element of entertainment if it goes well with their retail store or with the product category, because this actually creates very superfluous experiences for the customers. And when there is an element of entertainment, it also impacts their mood, and research in the past has shown that when the customers are in a good mood, they eventually end up buying a lot more. So even with respect to this, I'll be sharing a video with you, and you'll be able to understand on what level these things are being taken by the retailers. Along with this, definitely, retailers are creating value in multidimensional ways. You are not only enjoying the benefits of the best of pricing, right, with respect to value offerings. Value offerings, as in you get the best quality of the product, but at a very reasonable price, because that is what we technically call as a value offering. Apart from that, you enjoy the benefits of information, though sometimes it gets too much and it might not be possible for the mind to take that much cognitive load. But still, if you Google and if you get to online retail channels, you definitely use reviews to make best of the product choices. And many times you must have also seen people, they collect information before they go to store, and then they enjoy the benefits of doing best of the negotiations. And as far as value is concerned, it again can be aligned with the facet of retailtainment, because retailers also offer a lot of hedonic experiences to the customers. And hedonism is not like is being connected in today's day and age. It has been a very important facet in terms of socialization factor, which means people enjoy going to the retail stores, talking to people, talking to the sales staff, or having a good time with their friends, siblings when they are in stores, even when they are only doing window shopping. Now, another important paradigm which we need to understand with respect to the retailing world in contemporary times is the reality of multiplicity and omni-channel retailing. Now, multiplicity of channels simply means that today you can buy products through various touch points, right? You can place an order through a physical store, you can place an order through a call, you can buy it through the mobile app, you can buy it through the website, right? So you have different touch points for buying any product that you want. It gets to the phases of omni-channel when all these touch points are integrated. I'll give you an example for this. In omni-channel, which has been implemented by Adidas and Nike in India, it simply indicates that, let's say if I buy Nike shoes from a physical store, I'll enjoy the benefits of returning it through an app and getting the refund amount in my account, right? So this is an omni-channel perspective. Even if I buy a Adidas product from the online channel, I can go and return it to the store. This again is a facet of omni-channel retailing. The crux is the channels are integrated in such ways that it becomes superfluous for you to carry out transactions through the different touch points. Whereas in multi-channel retailing, these are all standalone. If I buy a product offline, I'll have to go and return it offline. If I buy something online, I'll have to place the request for the returning of the product online only. But again, omni-channel is definitely going to take retailing to the next level. But one big advantage for the retailers is that it allows them to get too much personal with the customers with respect to executing personalization in the dealings. And apart from that, it allows them to map each and every move. If I'm checking products on the app, it will also get reflected to the customer executive who is sitting in the store whenever I'll be visiting the physical store. As far as multi-channel and omni-channel retailing is concerned, it has a lot of challenges also in terms of free riding, cross-channel free riding, which further gets bifurcated into showrooming and web rooming. We'll be talking about this a lot more when we'll be going through the specific module on multi-channel and omni-channel retailing. Apart from this time is definitely going to be of private labels. See, Tasty Treat is a private label brand which is owned by Big Bazaar. Now, private label are those brands which are owned by the retailers itself. The advantage is it brings in very high levels of loyalty if people start developing a preference for your private label. I'm again repeating, private label means the brand which are owned by the retailers, right? It is up to the retailer to make it a national level brand, but usually private label means the brand which will only be available with the specific retailer. And as I told you, it definitely brings in a lot of benefits of the loyalty because private labels will not be available elsewhere. The last thing which we need to understand with respect to the retailing in contemporary time is technology lies at the fulcrum. You can imagine what retailers are doing today with respect to bringing in the element of retailtainment, with respect to taking online channels to the next level, with respect to creating virtual and immersive experiences for you. And see, all these technology cannot be just looked at from the perspective of customers. You will be knowing very well that today we can place orders through Alexa, which again is a facet of tech boom, right? But this also need to be looked at it from the perspective of supply chain, even the employees that work in stores. Today, the people who work in stores are eventually using handheld devices to provide you a lot of information, to record your preferences, or to even prepare notes with respect to the preferences of different customers. But one simplistic way of looking at it could be, just imagine how accounts are being opened by banks today. Do you know that Kotak Mahindra Bank is the first bank which launched video KYC, right? Now just imagine the transition. We were at a time where the bank would want each and every customer to come to the store. They would like to physically see them. And here we are now where tablets are being used to open accounts and you don't have to even go to the bank. So as I just told you, now we'll be looking at one of the videos of the Kotak Mahindra Bank and how it became the first Indian lender to allow video KYC. So enjoy the video and I hope you will get the perspective which I was trying to share.
Ready for video KYC, ma'am?
Can you see me and hear me clearly, sir?
Absolutely, loud and clear. वैसे आपका मास्क काफी cool लग रहा है.
Thank you, sir. Can you please confirm the city in your Aadhaar card address?
Amchi, Mumbai.
And your PIN code?
400025.
Birth date?
6 July 1985. उम्र 34 साल. आई.
May I take a photograph?
Pose करने के लिए तो मैं ever ready.
Frontal, sir.
Oh.
Perfect. Please can you hold your PAN card?
Okay.
Just give me a minute to verify.
Yeah, sure. Take your time. आजकल तो time ही time है. अरे आजकल तो time ही time है. आजकल तो time ही time.
Could you sign a blank paper and hold it up?
बड़े दिन हो गए ऑटोग्राफ दिए.
Video KYC call done.
Done.
Welcome to Kotak 811.
अरे तो एक बार बोल दीजिए ना मैम, बहुत दिन हो गए सुना नहीं.
What, sir?
Pack up! Kotak 811, India's first zero-contact video KYC savings account.
Now another video which I want you to see is of McDonald's and how they are creating immersive experiences for the customers even when they are not in store. So the video has been taken from one of the YouTube channels, JC Decox, and I hope you will also enjoy this video. So, as far as this module is concerned, I really hope you got the perspective of what retailing actually means in modern times. As we move further, we'll be definitely learning a lot more and we'll be discussing a lot of interesting and exciting facets about retailing in the contemporary times. Thank you, wishing you a good day ahead.